Frank Lee made the beats.
What it do, KTTeeV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the Daily K Podcast. And on today's episode, we have the newly crowned international broadcaster personality, Miss Lady Maya. How you doing today, Miss Lady Maya?
I'm just wonderful. I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on your show, sir. I appreciate you.
Look, I am glad to have you in the game. Like I say, you out here putting in that work, building from the ground up, and that's what it's about. So we got to
Yes.
celebrate that, right?
Yes. That's
Hey.
awesome.
No, but before we even get into that, I always like to do a wellness check because it's so important, especially in these times. So, how have you been during this pandemic, and how have you been staying safe?
Ooh, sir, staying indoors.
Hey, hey, hey.
Staying indoors, like trying to not go outside no time if I don't have to, and most of the time I'm booked. So I'm like, I ain't got nowhere to really be.
Yeah, and matter of fact, you're doing everything virtual at the time, huh?
Yes, I started that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that
Oh, that was
I ain't go
nice.
too far.
Yeah, yeah, that's it right there. Okay, and so I guess as we get into that about what you're doing virtually, give us some background on you. And then you got to talk to us about what all is under the Lady Maya brand.
Well, background is boring, y'all. I'm not gonna even lie. I be trying to be sleep and stuff. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No. So basically, I started the podcast, got a radio show, got a TV show, and just kind of took off. I didn't think it was, but I mean, God do things in order.
And that's about it, right? You they say if you're doing the right thing
That's
for the
right.
right reason, then it'll take care of itself.
How about that? They do say that.
Man, and so then I guess with the TV show, like talk to me about like what all goes into that work.
um, a lot of cussing, swearing, blood, sweat, and tears. That sounds about right,
Yeah,
right?
that's about right. That is definitely about right because look, what I've been going through with this is just building everything from the ground up. Um, man, but it's been crazy. When I tell you the work that goes into,
Yes. Tell me about it, sir. Let me tell you.
yeah.
Okay.
But I
Let
would
me
say
be
though,
real with you for a second. Let me be real with you. It was
yeah,
difficult because I produce everything.
yes,
I work with the producers on the stage as far as scheduling, but everything. Everything from the money to, the folks that I network with
yeah,
to, making everything happen, everybody coming together at the same time or
hmm,
when they need to be there. And
yeah.
I mean, I've harassed many of people. Some people probably hate me at this point. I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, look, it is what it is. We out here.
Like it's business. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And so thinking about all the stuff that you're doing, I've seen it. You say in the event consultation, you help others make their gift shine. But
Yeah.
then bringing that back to you, like when did you say I want to put my hand in TV or radio or even try to podcast to make your gift shine?
Okay. That's a long story.
Hey,
It really is. I don't know if we got time.
man,
Okay. I'm going to try to make it short.
all
Okay.
right.
So, what happened was
Uh-oh.
y'all know god dang well, right? Black don't crack. All my babies is growed up and they
Yeah.
left. And so it was just me and my husband. We're looking at each other cockeyed, and I'm like, look,
Hey, what's next?
we can't hold conversations this way. So I'm talking to walls, and the walls don't talk that, but they don't, answer back all the time. So so at that point I was just like, if I don't do something,
Hmm.
it's gonna be trouble. So I got into a program called the ATS,
Mm,
um, which was helping me kind of fine tune me going into public speaking.
mm,
So I was like, oh, okay. Now, mind you, Lady Maya she ain't never shut up,
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
And I said, look at here, look at here, look at here. You didn't pick me yet.
yeah.
Why you didn't pick me, I don't understand, but you gonna hear what I got to say.
Okay.
And so they was just like, oh, well, okay. All right, Maya. All right, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just more so like, I said, well, what am I supposed to do? And they said, you need a podcast because you
Hmm.
are somebody that's not
Yeah.
going to be patient at all.
Yeah. That's it.
So I did that. And it was good because, at the time, a lot of my friends or whatever, they were going through so much stuff and
Hmm.
nobody was really feeding into people,
Hmm.
at that point in time.
Yeah.
Of course, this was way before well, it's not way before the pandemic, but, the year before.
Yeah.
And so I had girlfriends that was going through the motions with they dudes. And then it was just like, well, wait, why don't you just focus on yourself?
Mm,
Why don't you just feed into yourself? If you did something to make yourself look worth pursuing,
yeah.
then that might happen. I'm
Mm,
not saying that it will, but it may just happen. And so what for that, a lot of them gave up and the other ones was just like, well, I'm gonna just do me and I'm not gonna worry about it. Then they up and left and different things like that. And I was just like, look, if you haven't figured out how to be your best
hmm.
to you and to yourself and to those around you that, respect you and different
Hmm.
things like that, it's nobody else is going to take that mantle for you. You got
Yeah.
to do it for yourself. So
Mm.
yeah, that was how I kind of got started.
Yeah. Just pouring into people. But that brings me to the next question though. Um, that's really what I try to do. Like get people who will pour into and just give.
Yeah.
So when you're doing the show and you picking those people, how do you kind of discern like what would make that guest to pour into your audience?
Well, like, okay, as I did with you,
Yeah.
since you was on my podcast,
Yeah.
um, I have a conversation.
Hmm.
You see, when that conversation actually gives you a lot more intel
Yeah.
on the person as an individual, as opposed to, other stuff. Because if you catch them off guard
Hmm.
and you're like, "Hey, so now we talking about it. We're about to go live. What
Yeah.
you about to do?
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself." And you get those questions. It's kind of like that, that flash round.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
answer this.
But if
And
it's
then
in you,
again, and then again, it was more so like if that person can kind of just ease back a little bit and
yeah.
really be their authentic selves, it
Hmm.
was curtains. It was like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And that is boy, that is it right there because I would tell you, I don't know if it's because of the video, but sometimes people be like, look, man, I'm nervous. I'm like, nah, man. So then you say by question 4 or 5, they kind of sink into it, and then that's when it really start jumping, right? But yeah,
Nah.
you
Man,
want
who
that
got time
authentic.
for that?
Yeah, you want to get that authentic off the top. And so then speaking of that, not only are you doing all that, I was on the LinkedIn page, right?
Sir.
Hey, and so I wanted to just say you was asking us questions about motivation, right?
Yes.
Asking other
Yes.
people. But then the question is for you, Lady Ma, what does motivation look like to you?
Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, y'all mess around. I'm gonna get this hairpin out and I'm gonna let my hair down.
Hey,
Okay,
look.
so look at motivation to me is
Mm-hmm.
making up in my mind who I am. That's motivation.
Mm-hmm.
When you make up your mind who you are, what you trying to do, and where you trying to be, best thing than anybody can ever tell you, because you figured it out and nobody needed to. You can hone in to what that's supposed to look like. You don't ever want people to say, "Oh yeah, girl, you can do that thing," and you're not supposed to be jumping off of that bridge. Like, no, let's not do that. That's not where I'm trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
Find out what it is that you want. Motivation to me is that thing you want to do. You've been wanting to do for the longest, but you haven't seen it in yourself. nor have you been able to see other people doing it. So now you have to take that road, grab it by the horns, and keep it moving and keep
Man.
going. And I think motivation, a lot of times people say, "Oh, well, I like this person because they make me motivated." They give you motivation, but to make you motivated is yourself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I agree.
but
I got each year when I before like everything started happening, I would speak to young boys. But it was all about intrinsic motivation, right? You know, thinking about all the people who were famous. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've coached football, right? And so you think about those athletes. Look,
right,
they I don't think you don't show up for that unless it's something on the inside of you that really wants that, right? Other than that, you're gonna quit. So um I agree. I agree that
yeah,
motivation is what's on the inside. And so
it
then
is.
how did that help you? Because that's the next question.
I know, right? I
Yeah.
know. Okay, so what helped me was the silence. Stop
Mhm,
listening to everything everybody else was saying,
mhm,
not paying too much attention to what everybody else was doing, knowing that I wanted to do something for myself
yeah.
and for not only myself, but for my family and my children and those that was going to follow behind me. I definitely want to do so many different projects that would actually allow young Black girls around
Mhm,
my area to be able to tap into this industry because it's not as girl friendly
yeah.
as we would like. And
Mhm,
so, if they knew what it would actually take in order to even get a hold of something like this, I
yeah.
just want that for them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Man, I agree with that. Like you say, it's really about setting that foundation. I always tell my people, I say, man, I'm gonna live forever. It's like all this content is just out there now, you know. So, but the thing is, you want to be able to leave that for other people to see it
Yes.
and to leave that kind of that roadmap. And so I feel like each episode is like a breadcrumb,
Right.
right? And so then you
Right.
just drop it, man.
Right.
So talk to me about the YouTube.
Who you talk to me about YouTube?
Look,
I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so basically, I'm really trying to get and break into the YouTube world. That it's hard. It's
yeah,
hard if you don't look a certain way or your stuff don't look a certain way, and that makes it a lot
optics.
more difficult,
Hmm.
for people to kind of take you seriously. And so, at that point in time, threatening folks' lives don't work anymore.
Yeah,
You got to kind of bring some actual talent,
yeah, yeah.
But I will say that it's very frustrating because you have so many different people that tell you different ways to do it. So finding your own way gets
Hmm.
lost in the noise,
Yeah,
unfortunately. And what can you do?
yeah,
The only thing you can do is try. And if you can't try, it's like, where else are you going to go?
yeah,
What else are you trying to do now? And if you're trying to do something else outside of that, like TikTok, or I
yeah.
mean, you can do dumb stuff and just do
Hmm.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I
Hey,
get it.
look,
I
yeah,
like
get
it.
jumped.
I like it. I like it a
Yeah.
lot. And so I'm good with that. And Instagram, that's blowing up. You got a whole bunch of little places,
Hmm.
Discord and all these other places that have it to whereas you don't have to do as much.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to bring content and really good content to give people an understanding that you're not alone. You're not the only one that had to start from the bottom,
Yeah.
and everybody had to start somewhere.
Mhm.
And so with that, just know that, you believing in yourself, and what people fail to realize, a lot of the times, is even if that's something you want to do, find somebody that has done close to what it is that you're trying to do
Mhm.
and mimic that path,
Mhm.
because then it'll make it a little bit easier for you because you don't have to like really deal with some of the hurdles that they had to.
Mhm.
And I think that is like such a great thing, and this is why I'm trying to do what I'm doing, because I want to help some young girls,
Yeah.
some young women, help them to get on stuff like this just to avoid certain pitfalls that kind of like held me back as long as it has.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have mentors. Those are always a great platform or
Mhm.
forum or resource. So it's just like do that and get around people that are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you could all can kumbaya together. God dang it,
Yeah. Hey.
why? Why not?
I'm telling you, when I started doing this, I would see Gary V. Like I would always look at the Gary. Oh, I hate these things. I would always look at the Gary V videos, and so as I looked at the videos, I was like, okay, I think I can do it, right? And so in a sense, I stalked it for like a year, and
Right.
so finally, then he put out this like deck, and the deck told you exactly what to do. It was like no guessing. Follow the deck, and then you'll be okay. And what did I do? I
Follow that.
followed the deck to a
There
T,
you go.
and here we go. Here we
There
go.
you go.
But and so then you know, as I grew, I did come to places where it was like, okay, well, how do I do this? So then you do have
Right.
to go out and find those people. But the first part was just getting started,
Yes.
right? And so I think so many people these days get on the what do it look like or what will other people think, and they never start.
Nope.
Or the ambitions is so big that you can't narrow it down to small productive steps, and then you never start.
Well, you know what? I'll say this because even so,
Mm-hmm.
even if you start wrong,
Mm-hmm.
y'all don't understand how you can always pivot. I didn't
Pivot.
I didn't start trying to be a
Mm-hmm.
podcaster or
Yeah.
anything like that because I wrote movies, y'all.
Yes.
I wasn't doing this. Like
Yeah.
this was not my wheelhouse. At least I, convinced myself it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But so many people saw things in me that I didn't see in myself, and I was like, "Oh dang, you
Yeah.
right, you
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
you right." See, I came from a Christian home,
Yeah.
so we weren't allowed to, be in the forefront of anything, bringing attention to ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
anything like that.
Yeah.
So, being in this realm is like, whoo. I was like, them church folk talking about me real bad right now. And I'm trying to tell you, but that's okay. That's okay. Look, as long as I'm helping, as
Yeah.
long as I'm highlighting, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
showboating for myself, I'm
Yeah.
showboating for other people. So that's different. So
I'm with
that's
you
all.
on that. I'm with you. And hey, look, just trying to keep it going. It's real in itself, and you always got to come back to that motivation on why you're doing this, right? So,
Yes.
but you're not gonna slide through talking about I wrote movies and all that without telling us some of these scripts and what you do. Comedies? Is it drunk? You be making chick flicks?
Initially, I was doing stage plays. I
Okay.
did stage plays since I was like 17 years old. It was
Yeah.
nuts. I used to shout out to North Providence Baptist Church. I used to
Uh,
do all the talent for every holiday.
hold up.
Get
Hold
the
up.
kids up here, let's go. So
So
I was Little Miss Spike Lee in church. It was awesome.
The Easter program directed by Lady
The
Mike.
Easter, the Christmas, Passover, all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But that was always fun for me. Like, just
Hmm.
being in the background and just telling people, like, hey, no, if you do it this way, how about you look this way? You dress this way. Let's do this. I love being in the background.
Come on, man.
Background is awesome. I mean, albeit I have to do that still now because I'm still always in the background, like getting everybody together. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go.
So now, how
But
do
at
you? Oh no,
huh?
no, I'm listening. What you say?
Oh no, but at the same time, not realizing that a very good friend of mine, his name is James Winborn. He has Winborn Productions. He is a clips editor.
Hmm.
Well, he's supposed to be a movie producer. Movie producer. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. Okay, so he's a movie producer in Philly, and because I'm originally from Philly, and so like that was, he hit me up, and I was like really going through a hard time. At the time, I was getting rid of husband number two
Oh,
at the time, so
okay.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Well, that was a thing. So it took me about a month to finish up the script, and it
Mhm.
was really good. And I was just like, no, I'm not listening to anything you say. And now we just butting heads all on this thing, but it's all good. It is
Yeah,
what it is.
man. Okay, and so now, are you still kind of still doing the same thing? The writing. Okay, not taking.
Well, I am only because I got to finish up this script because the guy that's going to be funding it wants a little more context,
Mhm.
which was awesome because it was supposed to be a short flick, so now it might be, fingers crossed, a feature film. So
Man, that's nice.
yeah,
Man, that is real right there.
trying,
Yeah.
trying.
So wait a minute. When you say the stage plays though, is it like kind of like Mud Deal?
Yes. It
Okay.
was bad. It was mad. It was bad. Okay, so Jakarius Johnson is one of my favorites as
Yeah.
well. So is David E. Talbot. And it was just like I am a movie buff,
Yeah.
like well, screenplay buff.
Mhm.
Like I love that type stuff. I'm so mad that I'm not back in Philly to keep going,
Yeah.
to all the plays and different things like that. But it's
Mhm.
all good. But yeah, no, I have a really good friend. I have a few good friends that still do it, so that's super dope to me. I was just like,
Man, that's what's
yes.
up. Okay. Well, look, just let me know. If y'all ever need an actor.
Yeah,
Look,
I
look.
need you to be the gentleman that's gonna be in this movie.
That's what I'm saying. Look, dude. When they had the Black History program, I was number one. I was almost one. So, so put me in the game.
Yes, I got
So
you.
on top of that, the work that we're doing as we talk about pouring into our community, talking to other people, to kind of set the path. That talks about the work in the community.
Hmm.
So then, how do you give back as you build a brand, as you reach out to other people and give? Now, I guess pre-pandemic, because ain't no going outside.
Sir, can I say something to you?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. We just moved here maybe about 2 years ago,
Hmm.
almost 2 years ago. So I didn't really know anybody in the first place. We were just bumping into people. I
Yeah.
harassed plenty of people at Walmart. I'm just saying, And so with that, I still hadn't made those type of connections.
Yeah.
And so I was hoping to be able to do so, but pandemic hit. And it was just like,
Yeah.
well, gosh darn it. Okay, I can't do that. So now I get a chance to talk to so many people around the world.
Yeah.
But I do want to definitely have my nonprofit here,
Hmm.
so that I can have it more hands on with the girls and let them know, like, listen, all right,
Yeah.
let's see what you're looking at. Let's make some tweaks to it if need be.
Hmm.
You never know. Your stuff may come up way better than mine. So
Yeah.
I definitely want to be there to help them through the process. So that's
Yeah.
something I definitely have a huge heart for, especially girls. Hopefully not too young, because
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
don't know.
And so then what's the name of the nonprofit again? And then how did it work before you left Illidale? Hold up. That I can't say that. That's all.
Philadelphia, I know, right? Ugh.
No, I said I thought it was Illidale. Like they said
It's
no, that
Philadelphia.
oh
Yes,
see, yes, that's a
it's
hard
worse.
part. Yeah. Dang, I was talking about the music. Oh look, I thought the roots was from there somebody.
Somebody, right? It's a
Yeah.
bunch of people from there. Trust
I
me.
know, like music.
Everybody went through there.
Yeah.
So like the nonprofit that I'm fixing to open up, I'm actually trying to partner with a few people. It's gonna be Maya's Angels,
Yeah.
because my name is Maya Angel.
Hey, no
It's
to nothing.
Maya's Angels. So yes, I want to do something like that. I
Yeah.
think it'd be super dope. I don't know.
I agree, man. And I would just say the biggest thing I learned about nonprofits is that people like not events, but programs. Right. And so they was like, so it's good to go out there and give away turkeys. But then
Yeah.
after you leave, then the support for the community stops. How do you put in programs? And that's what people do. That's what people fund when they want to fund nonprofit. So
Right.
just my tidbit that I learned about that. I was like,
I
okay,
love it
yeah,
because I mean, I would want it to not only just stay here,
yeah,
I would want it to be able to branch out, maybe get it to be you know, a few different
hmm
spots,
yeah,
just so for the sake, especially these inner cities, it's hard. It
hmm
really is. It's difficult, but I mean, I know they have a lot of stuff for guys
yeah,
and women and stuff like that, but nothing for the girls getting
yes,
started. And it's just like, no, why are you leaving them out? They're the ones that become the women.
yeah,
You
yeah,
could have nipped that in the bud before they even got to this process or
yeah.
to this point. So
Man,
that's
I'm on the board of a nonprofit. Step Today, shout out, Dr. Jernam. So they've had 2 camps this summer, and it was like 100 T-shirts a pop. Like, and so the first time I made them, but the second time I was working. So Dr. Joyner came over, but we've been working for these young ladies. And so she had the camps, but that passion and just understanding that's her reason too behind making sure that she's doing something
that's
for the
awesome.
young ladies, right? Because so much out for the young men, because
Yeah.
we gotta save them. But then how are we supporting those young ladies to support those young men as well when they get up? Hey, I can dig
Absolutely.
it. And so then thinking about that and speaking to
Yes.
young girls,
Yes.
um, I
Yeah.
always love talking to women who are making moves and doing things because they are the women that I replay this to build up these young ladies.
Hmm.
So therefore, I ask you, if
Yes.
I'm afraid to begin my journey and I want to go into the media, I want to write scripts, what do you tell those young ladies as you pour into them?
Well, you know what? It's interesting. I would say you get a journal
Yeah.
and write. Buy 5, 6 books, start projects, because you can hone in and then you can get to the point where you get better and better and better. The more you write, the more comfortable you get with it, how, you finding your thought process. That's always important. Um, things, I mean, I think that you can actually apply that to pretty much everything
Mhm.
across the board because even oh, you want to tell? I'm telling. Oh
Hold
man,
up. Wait a minute.
my girl,
Yeah.
girl power. All
Yeah.
right. There's always something that you can write. This is my power journal. Okay. So anything that I want, okay, you got to really, really start to hone in and manifest some things and be very, very just direct, and have those things written and really truly believe that these things are going to come into pass and that you're going to get the proper people to come to you and help you to go forward, and that's always a big big help. I got so many things in here. It's
hmm
just it's crazy
hmm
because every time I write in here, it happens.
Mm.
It happens and I'm like, oh, I need to write $1 billion. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding,
I'm
but
with you
still.
though. I'm with
That's
you.
coming on like page 30.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, but that's it right there though. Just like I say all the time, just do. All right?
Yes.
Just do.
It's very important. A lot of people, they say they want to do things and then they don't even do them.
hmm
Like, okay, well, why you sat up here and you said all these things and now I ain't trying to call nobody a liar, but you
Yeah.
just made yourself a liar.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I can dig it. I can dig it, man. I can dig
Let's
it.
not do that. Let's not do that.
So now, as we land the plane,
Yes.
give me all the contact information.
Yes.
How do I find you? How look? What you gonna do? You ain't gonna start selling these journals?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
this
thought
is
you.
mine.
Okay. I
This is
thought you.
mine. I'm not selling nothing.
Okay, I thought you said, look, I ain't look. But give me the contact information, how I find you, how I find the shows, all that.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. So you can go to Living Your Best Life anywhere. Where you get your podcasting. Living Your Best Life with Lady Maya. That's Maya Mya.
Mm-hmm.
And so pretty much every platform. If you just look up Lady Maya, you'll find me. I'll play peekaboo. You know, it's not a big deal. I like to try to get it where the kids are, which is on Twitch and Discord and a whole bunch of other ones that I can't even remember at the moment. But anything you can pretty much look up. You know, when it comes to social media, I have Lady Maya on it. If I don't, look, go to my Facebook page, blow my Facebook page up and tell me, hey, Maya, you're not on it. I'm like, oh, I'm on it now.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. And don't you, what about the Patreon?
Oh, yes, the Patreon. I'm sorry. Okay, so if you want to look at the TV shows, that's on Patreon, or you can go. It's on Roku and Fire Stick, and it's on the Autu network, which is OTTU.media network, and so that's usually during the day. So if you're there, you'll see my face, and I'll be on. Yes, and I'll be on the real TV. So that's one of the categories that's under there. But other than that, loving it.
Man, that's it, man. Well, I want to say thank you for taking some time out today to come on and bless us with your knowledge, with your passions, and with the flavor that you sauced on me today. So I appreciate that, Lady Maya.
No problem, anytime.
Look, plus you're gonna have to game me up so we can get this KTTeeV on this Roku. Yeah, I'm trying to get this weekend. All right.
Let's do that.
All right, y'all. This is KT for KTTeeV signing out. 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTeeV.
KTTeeV.
KTTeeV.